we're going to take the cooking liquid and we're going to strain this into a pot and let it cool down so that the fat rises to the top, and then we can take the fat off, and then we're going to be able to reduce this down You can see as the broth cools down, the fat rises to the top. And what we're going to do is take a ladle and just skim what you see is the fat off the top and try and leave the juice in the bottom. Now if you want, you can take a measuring cup that is designed to remove the fat from a product, and I have one here and I will show you that. You'll notice that when I used the ladle I wasn't being especially careful, and I got a combination. You see the fat floating on the top, but you can also see the good delicious juices on the bottom underneath, and those are the things that we want to make our gravy with. It is difficult to see in this lighting, but this type of measuring cup pours from the bottom. So as your stock cools, the fat floats to the top and you pour out what you want for making your sauce from the bottom. Now this is still fairly hot, so we're going to let this cool down just a little bit more and then we'll pour it out. I've ground up 1.5 ounces of ginger snaps, which we will add to the deglazed sauce, or defatted sauce, and then we're going to boil this down to make a nappe where it's going to be slightly thickened, but not like a gravy that you can stand a spoon up in. It'll be more of a nappe. There's our broth in a stainless steel pan, and we're going to take them. It's been strained and defatted. We're going to take and bring it to a boil. We're going to add, I've ground up 1.5 ounces ginger snaps, and it's classic in the German recipe, and it helps to thicken the sauce and adds flavor to it. We're going to whisk that in, and we're going to bring this to a boil and let it reduce to a point where it coats the back of the spoon lightly and it doesn't run. That should take about 5 or 10 minutes, and if we want after that we can restrain the sauce through a china cap, and the meat I'm going to let cool. Probably slice it with an electric knife and do it tomorrow. Everything will be better tomorrow. It'll be easier to slice once it's been chilled. When I was running the restaurant we used to slice it down on meat slicer. This I will slice down with an electric knife. I've boiled down the sauce. I think it's the consistency that I want. I've turned off the heat, and if I put a spoon in it, run my finger across the back of the spoon, you'll notice that it doesn't run. And what I want to do is when we put it on a plate, I'm going to take and put a little bit of it on a flat plate. And if you notice, it just sits there. It doesn't have shoulders, yet when you move the plate around, it flows freely on the plate. So this is what we call nappe, and this is the thickness that I want the sauce to be for the Saurbraten, although you can boil it down and make it a little bit thicker. And there you have it, a complete German dinner: Saurbraten, Spätzle, and Rotkohl, red cabbage.